Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for the Tuesday banger. It's time for the Tuesday banger, y'all. That's a lock. It's time for the Tuesday banger, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the morning times, and I promise y'all, there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it. That's all I want you to do is just stay out the way and live your life. It's a better life when you're not locked up. It's not a good life when you're inside, man. I promise you, man. Like, you're not going to like the rules. You're not going to like the stuff that you're going to have to eat. You're not going to like the places that you're going to have to sleep. You're not going to like the people that you're going to have around you, man. Getting locked up is an uncomfortable situation, man. That's why it's called being locked up, because you're gone away. You're not around where you're supposed to be no more, man. So change your life around if you don't want to go through these things, man. Who wants to go through that type of living, that type of place that you got to eat different, do all this stuff, when you can just eat how you want to right here on the street, right here? Do what you got to do out here, man, to stay out here with your family, man. That's the most important thing in life, man. Your family comes first. If you don't want to put yourself first, put your family first. That'll kind of make you sacrifice the things that you know you was out here wilding to do. You're going to put your family first, and you're not going to do these things, man. Use your brains, man, before y'all wild out, man. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to save y'all from getting locked up. That's it. Period, man. But y'all already know what it is, man. It's time for the Tuesday banger. So what I need y'all to do with this one, like, share, subscribe, so y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But it's time for business. Time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called He Knew How to Make the Clear. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, but we are aware, people. We are in penitentiary, man. Crazy things happen all the time. And I'm telling y'all, man, like, you have some people in there, man, like, they can't be who they are without having somebody kind of like sponsoring them, helping them, regardless if it's I need help with money or if I need help with backup or whatever the case, man. Like, you just have those people in there that can't really stand on their own too, man. And usually those people that I'm talking about, man, they kind of slimy individuals, man, because somebody that thinks they can just use somebody for protection or money, whatever the case you dealing with somebody for, they're never good people, man. So it's always violence when that happens, y'all. So with that being said, though, we are on Lawrenceville for this, y'all. We are on Lawrenceville. And I can remember, man, being in 60 building for this one starting off, man. Like, when I was in 60 building, like, this is the time that I got moved to 60 building from 40 building. And I'm in 60 building because they sicked me out of them. They got rid of me in 40 and put me in San Francisco. But, you know, even though it was crazy over there, it was a shake, rattle, and rolling school basically over there, man. Like, I still was able to kind of like deal with that stuff and kind of get where I needed to be. And that was 30 building. But before I got to 30 building, man, it was like I met a lot of different type of individuals, man. I met a lot of people, man, from all over Virginia, man. Like, seemed like when I got to Lawrenceville, like, you know, this is the start of me getting to Lawrenceville. I wasn't in 40 building too long before I got moved to San Francisco. So, like, the people I was meeting, it was just like a new batch of people. Like, you know, you knew people from Sussex. You gonna bump into people you was locked up with in the jail. You gonna see people that you was on Sussex 2 with, whatever the case, dudes you know from the street, all of that. But like, getting to Lawrenceville, it was still new people. It was still new faces. And I was just meeting a lot of cool people because I'm one of those guys that can mingle, man. Like, I want to consider myself the mingle king, man, because like I'm telling y'all, like, I was not hated by the Richmond squad. I wasn't hated by the red team. Like, everybody jive rock with me, man. Like, I don't know, maybe it was because of my personality or maybe because I was just a dude that stood on principles and I wasn't weak. I can get the pack. I'm somebody that like to get money. I don't know what it was, but I kind of knew how to mingle around everybody, man. So like, with me being in 60 building, there wasn't a lot of people that kind of wasn't really shake, rattling, and rolling. Like, the whole pod wasn't shake, rattling, and rolling, but I'll say 40% of the pod, 40% 40% of the pod definitely was shaking, rattling, and rolling. So the people that wasn't, you know, I kind of wasn't cool with all of them, but I used to meet a lot of people messing around with the laundromat. Now, the laundroman that was up there, man, he was from somewhere that was around close to Lawrenceville and all of that, but he was a cool dude. A lot of the officers knew him. A lot of the inmates knew him because he was on Sussex as well. But I used to go sit up there with him because the laundry area wasn't far from my cell. And me and bro would just kick it. There'd just be different people coming through, and I'll get to kicking it with people, meeting people through him. Now, if you lame, you lame. But a lot of them was jive cool. I met a dude from Eastern Shores that was super cool. I was meeting people from everywhere. But this one particular dude, man, like, he was a funny dude. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna call his name, but we're gonna call him Ruben, man. Now, Ruben was a dude that he came in the block after I came in the block. And when he came in the block, you could see it. You could see the countryness on him. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, he didn't even have to open his mouth yet. And you can see that he was extra country, man. Like, I'm talking about super duper country. Like, just the way he walked and everything, man. Like, he just, I don't know. It was just, I could see it. So he come in the block. So we don't say nothing to him at first. So the laundry man, like I say, he washed clothes. So he, like, people got to deal with him. So we sitting up there. Dude move in. He move in cell 2, like the second cell on the bottom tier. So he came in and got his stuff right. After he got his stuff right, he ended up coming upstairs to bring his laundry bag. So it was like 3 of us up there. So he come up there. He walked upstairs. He had the dumbest walk in the world. So, like, I'm sitting in the chair. Like, the laundry man sitting on the dryer. The other dude sitting on the washing machine is up there with us. But my back is to if somebody come up the steps. So the dude that's standing over here, kind of like I see him looking. So somebody was coming. So I did like this. And I looked like around to see who was coming down. And I seen the dude, Ruben, coming down the tier. And he was pigeon-toed. He was walking like this. He was like, and he had his laundry bag in his hand. He was like taking like the babyest steps in the world. He was like, and he thought he was moving too. Like he was moving super slow. He was like, then he finally got down there where we was at. He was like, hey, who the laundry man over here? Dude was like, I'm the laundry man. He was like, hey man, I ain't got no money to pay you right now, but I reckon that, you know, I could straighten you out on store day. I was like, reckon? Like, I ain't never heard nobody say that except in the movies, a cowboy or somebody. That man said, reckon. He was like, I reckon I can pay you when I go to commissary or something, man. So, you know, like, I'm trying to get my laundry washed because I just got up here and, you know, they told me I can come talk to you. So the laundry dude was like, yeah, I'll work with you the store day where you can put your stuff in the line right here. And the yoke side of the tier, they don't wash clothes until 2 days from now. But he was like, if you want your stuff washed now, then yeah, I do charge. So he was like, look, just give me this on store day and I'll work with you. So the dude Ruben was like, thanks, man. I appreciate that, man. Like, you know, just coming off the bus. Yeah, I'm just getting off the bus from receiving, man. And, you know, they told me I was coming far from home. Like, and I'm saying in my head, like, you don't hear people like complaining about getting sent to Lawrenceville, like they far from home and all of that. So when he say that, I'm like, yo, how much time you got? Now, I ain't mean to be that nosy. I didn't mean to be that nosy, but y'all know I am nosy. But I'm like, yo, how much time you got? He was like, man, I got 12. I got 12 years to serve. So I'm like, oh, he got a little bit, you know what I mean? And he got locked up late, like, you know what I mean? So like, I'm already bitten. He just got locked up. So I'm like, oh, you got 12. You all right? I was like, this junk will go fast up here though. He was like, I reckon it is, but like, you know, I'm just far from home though. So the laundry dude was like, yo, where you from? He was like, man, I'm from Wise County, Virginia, Southwest Virginia. I'm like, Wise County? Like, I never heard of that. Like, it's been so many places, and this is no offense to nobody. Like, it's been so many places in Virginia that when I met people and they told me where they was from, I didn't know. But like, I started getting familiar with those ones that I didn't know, like Lynchburg, Danville, South Boston, like different places like that. I started being a little familiar with it because I started running across more people like that. Like, you know, on Sussex, it was just a base core of like maybe the outside people, not really outside, but people that they really wasn't that deep, but still had their own thing going on that wasn't a major part of Virginia, was Petersburg. Like, and they are a major part of Virginia, but you know, they buy in Richmond. So it's like Richmond kind of overcrowded them a little bit, but like, as far as Petersburg, like, you didn't run across nobody like Northern Virginia. Like, you had like stuff like that. When I got to Lawrenceville, that's when I started seeing like everybody from Danville, South Boston, Lynchburg. Like, it was people up there on Sussex too, but like, it was a lot more on Lawrenceville, y'all. So boom. So like, we trying to get to the bottom, like, why he saying this, you know what I mean? So he tell us Wise County, Virginia. Like, so I'm like, yo, Wise County, Virginia. I'm like, what that's about, like, what that's close to? He was like, West Virginia. I was like, West Virginia? I was like, West Virginia? What do you mean West Virginia? Like what Randy Moss from? That West Virginia, that's what you talk about. He was like, yeah, I know a dude that went to high school with Randy Moss. Yeah, I know a dude. He said, I'm not that far from Big Stone Gap, Virginia. You know what Big Stone Gap? So everybody knew what Big Stone Gap was. That was the joint with Red Onion at. That's the address to that jank. So we like, so you right by Red Onion. He was like, yeah. You like, yeah. He said they wouldn't let my uncle work in there because they was racist. So I'm looking at him like, this junk crazy, man. So he was like, yeah, I'm far from home, man. So like, I was tripping off it. Like his accent, like, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't sound like a Virginian. He didn't, man. He was a country dude, man. He was kind of like chubby, short. He was probably like 5'6", 5'5", short dude, chubby dude, bald head dude, like his junk growing back. You know what I mean? Like he didn't look like nobody that was gonna be a threat. Like, just let me put it like that, man. He didn't look like a threat. But like, you know, he stood up there and answered the questions. Like, you know, he was somebody, I guess, was trying to get cool with people. So, you know, we kicked it with him, and that was that. So it was time to go to chow. So when we was about to go to chow, I see my man come to the door. Like, y'all know when I'm in 60, I think I got a story where I did the tobacco. When they took the tobacco, I got on with the tobacco a little bit. And then I got on a couple times. Nothing that was mine. Like when I came there the second time, that's when I got on a little bit more when I was in 60 building. But this time around, I'm just figuring things out. And I'm just moving as I see. I'm just figuring things out. And I'm not trying to do nothing crazy. So my homeboy called me. Like, I'm not getting the pack yet. Now my homeboy called me to the door. I go see what he want. I went to the door. I'm like, yo. So everybody was still at the laundry joint because they said stand by for child, but I didn't go to my cell. Everybody still stayed by the laundry joint. So I shoot downstairs to see what my bro wanted. So he talking to me. So everybody that was at the laundry joint seen that somebody slid something under the door because I grabbed it and I put it straight in my pocket on some real slick move. But like, it was like an envelope, but it was like long. He had it folded. So it looked like it was like something long, pause. I put it right in my pocket as soon as I got it. So I come back up the steps. I'm about to go to my room. I went up the steps. I'm like, I ain't gonna get in the cell. See my roommate coming out. I'm like, about to go up there. I look back. I see the dude that worked the laundry. Like, hey, like T Wizard, what's up, man? Come on, bro. I ain't going to child. I was like, what you talking about? He was like, I see you, T Wizard. I'm like, man, go ahead. I shoot in the window. Boom. I go on, do the cut up, grab the envelope. I grab the envelope. I'm looking at it. I'm like, shh. Turn that joint open. I'm like, oh man, bro threw me 2 spoons. I wasn't expecting 2 spoons. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I wasn't expecting 2 spoons, but I'm like, wow, like I'm feeling good though. I ain't gonna lie, man. So for real, I'm like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and look out for the laundry dude. You know what I mean? So I come out to say, I'm like, what's up? What you talking about? He was like, let me buy a Feezy from you. I was like, got you. He was like, store date. I was like, got you. So his other homeboy was like, I'm trying to get one. So as they standing right there, Ruben standing there looking like he's stuck on stupid. So Ruben like, a Feezy? What's a Feezy? I'm like, bro, look, we call that J's. He was like, what do you mean, a joint? I'm like, yeah, man, like, yeah, that's what we got for sale. He was like, how much a joint go for? I said, it don't matter because you ain't got no money, right? He was like, I'm gonna have money on store day. I was like, oh, so you mess with the Lala? He was like, man, I mean, I haven't had none in over freaking 8 years, man. But you know, like right about now, the way I feel, like I'll hit the Lala. I'll hit the Lala. I was like, psst. I was like, well, look, when they go to child, I was like, I'm gonna give y'all something if y'all can, you know what I mean? Y'all can mess with the Lala. So he like, all right, so I gave bro that, you know what I mean, the laundry dude an extra joint. I'm like, yo, mess with him, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? He ain't had nothing in 8 years. Like, so I'm gonna give him a little joint. So I gave him a joint for them to roll, and bro bought some. So everybody went about their way when they did child. So I'm in the cell, my roommate coming in. I'm like, yo, look, you got some Lala? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I knew you had it, bro. He was like, man, I knew it. I didn't want to ask you when you ran past me when you was coming up the steps. I'm like, yeah, I got it, bro. He was like, look, it's a dude downstairs, man, that got the wine. You know what I mean? He was like, he got the wine. It's fire. He was like, yo, that joint, you gonna like it, bro. Trust. He was like, it's red. I'm telling you, like, bro, I'm telling you. He made that joint out the hot balls, the candy hot balls. He was like, bro, I'm letting you know it's gas. So I'm like, what are you trying to do? He was like, he trying to get some Lala. I'm like, how much Lala he trying to get? He was like, I don't know. But he said for 2 Feezy, he'll give you 6 cups. I'm like, what? Yeah, here you go. Vroom, 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 vroom. I made that play fast and also boom. Nuts. 6 cups of yak to go with these Feezys. I'm about to get litty. Y'all know the count, man. We get real wasted on Lawrenceville. I'm letting you know now. Like, you want to have all 3 food groups. I mentioned this before. Drinks, Lala, and tobacco. If you got all 3 food groups, you lit. So that's why I'm chilling. I'm like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Bro gonna make the play. He come back up with the 6 cups. I'm like, yo. He start hitting the joint. I'm like, yo, I hate the joint. I'm like, yo, this joint is gas. You know what I mean? So I sip. You know what I mean? So we chilling. We hit the Lala. Got that joint lit up all over in the pod. I'm hitting the drink. I'm like this. I'm like, yo, the joint crazy fast. As we chilling, you hear a knock at the door. I'm like, yo, You like, all I see was a big arm, like, I look at my roommate, like, who's that? He like, he get up, he like, he said, I think it's that dude that just moved in. I'm like, who? He was like, the bald head dude. I'm like, yo, he like, hey, T Weezy, right? I'm like, I see his face, I'm like, yeah. He was like, hey, I'm like, oh shit, come in, bro. He was like, he came in, he was like, hey, I know I was coming out. I know you gave me that fee on the house. He was like, I wanted to show you my receipt paper. He was like, I got freaking $74 coming in from the jail that I was in, the last place that I was in, so I'm gonna be able to get it for you when I go to the commissary. So I was trying to get one more, because that stuff is gas, man. I was like, so we tripping. I'm like, man, go ahead, man. I started hitting the yak. He was like, what's that? I'm like, man, it's yak, man. He was like, let me see it. I was like, nah, you don't mess with this, man. You don't know nothing about this, man. He was like, I don't know nothing about it. He said, man, I grew up by West Virginia. What are you talking about? Like, I didn't know what he was talking about, but what somebody had to refresh my memory was later that when he left, somebody had told me something, but I didn't know what he was talking about until he grew up by West Virginia. I didn't know what he was talking about. So he said, can I try it? So we usually go out to shot cup. So I saw another shot cup. I don't really know him like that, so I don't really want to drink behind him, let him hit my cup or nothing like that. So I give him the shot cup. So I get on the shot cup, he get the cup, he like, I pour it in the joint, I'm like, he take the shot cup, he said, he like, I ain't let it ferment too long, it's trash. I mean, it'll get by in here, but like, you know, that's trash. I'm like, trash? I'm like, what do you mean that's trash, Ruben? Like, this ain't trash, bro, this is gas. This is the opposite of trash, this is gas. What are you talking about? He like, I mean, you consider it gas, I consider it trash. Like, you know, like, I was like, so what you saying, you can make something better than this? He was like, yeah, I can make something better than this. Yeah, I can make something. I said, so look, what you need to make something better than this? He said, all we need is fruit and candy and soda. I was like, man, look, I can get juices. I can get all of that by the boat. What you trying to do? I said, if I get all that for you, I said, what's up? You gonna let me rock? He be like, yeah, you get it. I'm gonna make it for you. You hit me off. I'm like, so you saying you really know how to make this stuff? He's like, look, man, I grew up in Wise County, Virginia, man. That's all we do is make moonshine. He said, we don't buy liquor store. He said, liquor store is miles away. He said, we got to make our own moonshine. That's what we do. So I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, dang, like, I mean, I kind of probably struck with all this stuff, but I'm like, I'm dealing with a real country bumpkin, y'all, so boom. Let's do super country, man. Talk about they had to make their own moonshine because the liquor store was too far. Like, I ain't never heard that, man, but this is what he's saying. Like I told y'all, man, I was meeting people from all different places from Virginia. This is how it was going when I got to Lawrenceville. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So I'm like, look, I'm going to put it together. He was like, all right, that's a bet. So we put it together, you know what I mean? I went and hollered at the kitchen man first, and then I told him I needed 50 juices, you know what I mean? Like, make sure 25 red juices, 25 orange juices. Like, they used to give us the red juices in the pack, and we'll get the orange juice in the pack. Like, they give us our juice in the pack on Lawrenceville, which was maniac. But you would get your juice, it'd be like in a little pack, like a little, like you can see the liquid, like moving. It ain't in a cup or nothing like that. So 25 and 25, I needed 50 ball. That's what I needed. Then I told him I needed oranges. Like, so I went on and bought the whole kit for him to get started. For he could start the base. You know what I mean? I bought the whole kit for him. So once we got the whole kit, you know, his sale was a perfect sale. He was in the second sale. He wasn't like somebody that was like on fire, people watching him. So like, I'm like, yo, we can get away with this. I know we can get away with this, man. So he was like, look, I'm gonna make it. So I was like, look, man, I'm gonna go borrow these sodas from my homeboy. My homeboy was the store box in there. And I knew I can go get the candy from the old head. So I'm like, look, bro, just make sure everything's straight. He's like, nah, everything will be straight. Everything will be straight. Just get everything. So I started bringing stuff to his sale. And I'm getting it ready because it was just something about him that kind of made me feel like he wasn't lying. Like, what reason do he have to lie that he know how to make wine? I'm telling y'all, like, making that wine in there, like, you become somebody that make that wine, you become somebody that's super lit in there, y'all. So boom. And I say that because, like, the wine is like the sack. Like, it's just have a chance of getting tore off and everything is gone. You got to start over. That's how I be with that wine. But, like, if you make it through, if you someone that make it through, making the wine all the time, like, you selling that stuff for money. Like, dudes is buying it for commissary. Everybody that got the Lala want to trade for it. Dudes want to get it for birthdays. Like, that's just how I go in Lawrenceville. It's a lot of Lala up there. So what you need out on the street when you got Lala, a nice drink, right? That's how it is on Lawrenceville. So like when you the drink man, like, you going to be straight up that joint. So I see the hustle. I see it. I'm like, yo, I can't get no money with the Lala right now. But if he makes some gas, then I can make some money off this. So the stuff I gave him, like I didn't give him a little bit of stuff. I gave him enough to make 4 gallons. Now off a gallon, that's 8 cups a piece. You know what I mean? So like I started doing pre-orders. Like I started putting it together because after like the 3rd day of Ruben putting it together, I saw enough. I promise y'all, man, I walked in his sale. Man, I walked in his sale. Like I done seen a lot of dudes have their junk blow up because you know, like when you start the wine, people that been locked up, y'all know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't been locked up, never come to prison. But the ones that have been locked up, y'all know when y'all start the wine off and you make the base, you already know that junk will blow up. That'll go to show you how good your base is, how your bag blowing up. I'm telling y'all, you will see a bag. When I say blow up, a bag really blows up. So the first complication that he had, his bag blew up that was too big for the box that he was hiding it in. So he couldn't keep it in the box no more. So he called me in there to help him take it out the box. And his celly used to help him too because his celly was cool. His celly knew he was going to get some of that wine. So I went in there to help him take it out the box. And he just had to put it like behind the lockers because it was blowing up too big. But when I saw it, man, I saw that junk. Man, that joint looked like Jeezy the Snowman cover. I promise y'all, man, that junk was like, the bag was like, can't ban the Snowman cover. This word, that bag blew. That joint was like this tall. I was looking at that joint. He was like, he had one little knot at the top. He was like, look, see, people put knots way down here. He said, nah, I know it's going to blow up. So he said, oh, I tie a knot. Like a little, I'm looking at the little knot. It was like out of a big trash bag. He had like a little knot with the rubber band and the sheet, little junk tied up on it. It was just sticking up at the tip. So I'm like, yeah, he was like, see, that's what make it blow up more. He said, dude's mistake is, and I done seen dudes do this. When they make the wine, after they'll burp the base, they'll go on and just like get the bag for it won't be no air in it. Then they'll start twisting it. They'll start twisting like the long part of the bag. They'll start twisting it till like it's a little skinny part. They'll twist it till they get down all the way until the tie, like the twist is where the liquid is at in the bag. Then they'll tie the joint. You know what I mean? They'll tie it. Put a slip knot in it, you know what I mean? For they can get it out easy. And then the bag will blow up. Man, Ruben showed me that you put the little joint at the tip that gives you more blow up. That's why I say that bag looked like the Can't Ban the Snowman cover. That bag was about this tall, I promise y'all, man. So he showed me he can do it. Then he showed me what he did with his candy. Like he cooked the candy basically, man. So Lawrenceville got hot pots. I know I'm talking y'all to death, but I gotta give y'all these steps. Lawrenceville got hot pots. We can order hot pots. Of course, we got the microwave. We can get hot water. They got a hot pot out there in the pod as well, bigger joint. But you can order your own personal hot pot that's like this big. It's a see-through joint. And you just plug it in the wall and it heats up water. That's what it does. So Ruben told me he needed to borrow the junk that me and my roommate had. My roommate had one, so I borrowed from my roommate. This man put the candy in there. I was wondering what he was doing. First, he put the juices in there. He put like 10 juices in there. Orange juices. Then he dumped the candy in there. Then he cut the joint on and cooked the candy. My word. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, you wasting the candy, Ruben. What you doing? He was like, nah, wait till it finished melting. So all the candy just dissolved into the orange juice. So that joint that looked like purple tang. That's my word. That joint looked like purple tang. He got that joint. He was like, he poured it in there. He was like, see, look, I ain't be telling you all my moves, youngin'. That's what I do. He was pouring it like he knew what he was doing. He was like, and I was just watching that joint, hitting that joint, was just evaporating into the water, into the juice already, like, I said, man, Ruben country ass, no son, y'all. So boom, I knew he did, man. Long story short, when it was time for the wine to come up, he was like, look, just give me a gallon. That's all I want, man. I was like, you good for a gallon? Give me the 3. Ruben threw me the 3 gallons. I'm like, yo, this is my first time with yacht. I'm like, yo, this junk crazy. I got the yacht. Man, I hit that junk. Man, I promise y'all, man, that junk tasted like Alizé. That junk tasted like Alizé, man. I don't know what he did. That junk tasted good. That junk was strong. You could taste the hull in it. It wasn't no sweet in it. It wasn't nothing floating in it, man. Ruben was a monster with that. He was a monster with that junk, man. So we was in that junk getting litty. You hear me? Man, we was in that junk getting lit. Ruben was like, man, just throw me a gallon. What? We had 4? Man, I was so happy, man. I looked out for my homeboys. I sent some to my homeboy over in 70 building. I went outside. I had 3 Gatorade bottles. I'm out that joint. My man got the la-la. We on the yard. We hitting the yacht. We chilling, man. That joint was crazy, man. But Ruben made a missile. Man. I'm talking about he made a missile. So everything went straight with that, man. So after that was over with, now it's commissary time. So now I got people that owe me. So I'm waiting on stuff to come back because I'm making some more wine. I got people to order me some stuff, and I ordered some stuff just in case that he knew what he was doing. And he definitely knew what he was doing. So right when I was putting that together, the homosexual dude, Chi-Town, he pulled up on me, was like, hey, T.Y., Hey, they say they gonna move you to 30 building in 2 weeks when the unit manager come back off his vacation run. I'm like, for real? He was like, I was like, yeah, you know, I've been trying to get to 30 forever. I've been trying to get to 30 forever, y'all. That's my word. So I'm like, I hear it, I'm happy, but I'm like, yo, I'm looking at the hustle that I got with Ruben. It's like I can't really just be like, yo, Ruben, man, the hustle gone. I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? So he like, you good? I'm like, yeah, all right. So he was like, don't be trying to like loan your stuff out because you moving next 2 weeks. I'm like, all right. So he give me the count. Like I've been trying to, you had to go through him because he works for the unit manager. So I had to go through him to get moved. So when he tell me that, I'm happy. I'm happy. Like I still don't know when. I just know it's coming. So I'm chilling. I'm like, man, I'm gonna still make this happen because if push come to shove, I'm gonna get my roommate to make this play to get the drinks from the other side if anything go crazy. But I was like, it's gonna be done way before then anyway. But still though, I'm gonna make this happen. So I give all the stuff to Ruben, man. Ruben like, this one gonna be better because I'm gonna make this one the color of Sprite. He told me to order Sprite. He's like, this one gonna be the color of Sprite. He said, you ever drank the soda called Surge? I was like, man, yeah, I heard of that, man. I was like, man, but I heard that shit used to make your dick shrink. Pause. My word, y'all remember that? That's Ruben 7-Up and goddamn Mountain Dew and Surge. Remember that soda Surge? I don't think I was in middle school, high school. I forgot. Man, my word, man. The Ruben came out was like, man, that goddamn drink make you shrink, y'all. So boom. Pause game though, man. So I'm like, yeah, I heard of that junk, man. I don't drink. He was like, I'm gonna make it that color though. It's gonna look like that and taste like that. I'm like, man, all right, man. So he put everything together like he always do. Everything was straight. He's sitting in the junk chilling. I'm looking at 106 and Pop. At the door, I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling. I'm like, yo, lockdown time. I didn't see the police after they counted everybody do the mail. They come do the mail. Man, I promise you, man, like, next thing you know, you hear the slide open. Dude's like, up fast. I go to the door and look. I just seen 3 police going to the room door. They had the bad dudes while they was like, they get to his door, that John open up. They was like, hey, step out, both of y'all. Ruben came out, that John looking stupid. He had his flip-flops on with no socks. He came out looking pigeon-toed. Ruben was like, he ransacked his junk. Who's this? Who this belong to? Ruben was like, that'll be me. He answered for that junk fast. Ruben was like, that'll be me. He was like, come on. He was like, where I'm going? He was like, you going to the hole? I'm like, I'm sitting in the door like this. I'm like, no!
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.